Why, hello there, and welcome back to the Star Wars headquarters. And today in Star Wars, Kotaku just posted a brand new article stating that yes, there is a brand new Star Wars game that appears to be in development over at the studio known as Quantic Dream, who is the same developer that brought us games like Detroit, Become Human, and Heavy Rain, which of course are games that focus on narrative type of gameplay. So the question is, will this new Star Wars game, this rumored Star Wars game, be narrative focused? And that's what really Kotaku is talking about in their article here. They actually said sources say the Heavy Rain Studios' next game could be more action focused. So that's very interesting. So it looks like Quantic Dream is going to be taking a new direction with their gameplay style and going towards the action route for the Star Wars game. Again, it's heavily rumored. I believe that it's in development, and Kotaku believes it's in development as well. So we're going to go over what the Kotaku report has to say here. I'm going to start reading this off here, and you guys can enjoy some gameplay of Prey Vizsla here. It's a cool mod in Battlefront 2 while I read this off for you all. So let's start at the beginning of the article where it says reports started to circulate last week that Detroit Become Human developer Quantic Dream was working on an unlikely new project, a new Star Wars game. While Kotaku can't currently confirm if this is 100% accurate, we have heard something similar from an independent source with knowledge of the studio's plans. Now, it goes on to say, the rumor started when YouTuber Gotes via VGC claimed on September 16th that the French studio had made a deal with Disney for a new Star Wars game following the end of its 3-game publishing exclusivity agreement with Sony. So that's interesting. Now, yesterday, DualShockers published a separate report based on a separate source that supported Gotes' claim. The report stated that the project had been in development for roughly 18 months. That report's author, Tom Henderson, also shared a screenshot on social media of Quantic Dream's Twitter account, linking an article about the report. So, interesting stuff here. With all of these reports coming from different sources. So we now know that Kotaku, DualShockers, a YouTuber, and then even Tom Henderson all have cited that there is a game in development over at Quantic Dream. So this is seeming like it's becoming a legit rumor. So this is seeming very real at this point. Of course, Quantic Dream has not said anything about this just yet, but I'm going to continue reading Kotaku's article right here where it says Kotaku has heard the same from a third separate source with knowledge of the studio's development plans. According to this individual, Quantic Dream has indeed been working on a Star Wars game for approximately a year and a half, but it won't be the conventional type of QuickTime event-driven game we've come to expect from the French studio. Instead, they said, the game will have more traditional action gameplay and possibly even open world and multiplayer elements. And then it goes on to say Quantic Dream did not immediately respond to a request for comment. So Kotaku, being the journalists that they are, tried to reach out to Quantic Dream, but Quantic Dream is like, nope, we're not going to comment on this just yet. We're not ready. So I'm thinking that maybe at Star Wars Celebration in May of 2022 or E3 of next year, we may be hearing something about this game for sure, especially if it's been in development for a year and a half, because I'm sure by now they've already laid the basic foundation and groundwork for the story, the era, and stuff like that. So hopefully next year we get some more juicy details on this game. Now, I'm going to go on and read the rest of this article because they do mention some interesting facts here. They said, whatever Quantic Dream's next game ends up being, its new Montreal studio will seemingly play a big part. Opened earlier this year, Quantic Dream Montreal is part of the Canadian city's big recent game studio boom and has been acquiring talent from nearby companies known for big budget action games, including Assassin's Creed maker Ubisoft, Deus Ex maker Eidos Montreal, and maker of the upcoming Gotham Knights, WB Games Montreal. So, according to what Kotaku is saying right here in this paragraph, they're really building up the Canadian studio for Quantic Dream, which of course is a new studio. And it goes on to say the aim is in part to provide Quantic Dream with more development expertise on areas outside of the branching storytelling and cinematic-driven narratives showcased in games like Heavy Rain, according to former QD developers who wish to remain anonymous because they were not authorized to speak to press on the matter. So, again, this is all very interesting information here, and I personally am very, very glad to see that they are moving away from the quick time based narrative type of games they've made in the past, because honestly, I've never gravitated towards games like Heavy Rain or Detroit Become Human. Now, they might be really good games, so don't get me wrong, they might be really, really amazing games within that type of genre, but I think the majority of Star Wars fans in particular really want to see something like an action-based open world game as they described in this article. I think that's right up our alley as Star Wars fans, because I personally would be disappointed to get a Star Wars game that's just a bunch of quick time events. I mean, some people might really enjoy that, but personally, it's not my cup of tea. I prefer something that is more action-oriented, with some story in there, of course, some really good character development. I really love story-driven games, but I love a balance between story and action. So I'm really hoping that this rumor is true and that we do get a really good action game from Quantic Dream. So let me know what you think about all of this in the comments. What do you want to see from Quantic Dream? What would the era be that you'd want to see? Would you want to see Clone Wars? Would you want to see Old Republic? Would you want to see something based on the Mandalorian era? There's so much stuff they could do with this Star Wars game in particular. And hopefully they're able to really form a really solid foundation for this game with this new studio and by acquiring such talent that they mentioned before. So we'll see what happens. But hit that like button if you enjoyed the video. I'll be keeping my eyes peeled for any more news and information on this game. I'll see you all in the next video, and may the Force be with you always.